Okay, FM. Okay. 101.7.
Owura Koku Anyidoho CEO ma at a Males Institute. Na enkomoyi sabre for some males ba ye presidential jet ye to ye no wo mo beto so na yato ye ni hu nkomo na memusa no what was really happening. Anko Koku me moache.
Good morning, Bema Kwame today.
Nabako de.
Oh, body other man, so as I am a crowd and my spirit is right.
Yeah. Then Yami Asifa. Now what the answer I'm very. No, what is Nana? I don't find an amped who need you ben about him. Messin an ampedu, Jum Tuni. What is our woman run and need you ben about him?
Ampedu, oh no, too. Woyo.
Ah, woyo. Wow, Benya.
Woyo. Open, what's a man?
Ubenya. Oh, Ambo.
Bema camp na officer bi ni mboni di na the nickname no.
Aha, you even woyo.
Woyo, maza, woyo, upe wo ubenya wo.
Open trouble. Trouble go visit you. Well, yeah. Now, Mama,
anyway, what did he in the end say? I'm requiring to send a fata say, your bomb payama, na coupon in the cra, na yama, a busian so yako. Nana Kwame Pedu, and African Brothers.
African Brothers Band,
African Brothers Band. Those days, Mikai, Radio 1. After the news bulletin, 1 to 1, usually 1 to 1:30.
Hey!
It's from 1:30 to 2, no, Kita Bansan. Kwame, now me find the agro. 1:30 to 2. Mika radio no na matter. Now me find the agro, and a lot of my tree proverbs began from those early days. I must have been 7-8 years, but my positive addiction to language and to poetry. Surprised that growing up, I got addicted to words and I've developed all my life around words and literature and songs and hymns. And Kwame Pedu was definitely one of the people who, in those very young ages, inspired me with those proverbs. I mean, and studio now bibi masa na why bibi na wababonte 2 minutes na so we don't have vintage music any longer, but these ones matter. Put me so no more tenacity. Extra, a baby no matter. While we say no to Ankwana, to the idea too. And then I come up to do a coupon from the crime.
Are you a boardroom be back on say, and come fear? Then could you me a bontain? Just any pan was say, me Bobra me una no, o fear ni pan famine co baby. Say one a warrior me, one mammy me one no. Ayen kumi fie kosi mi abonte misi kumi wo fie ya kumi fie ya
esa na kwame na efie beye anso anko edwuma sabonte so beye nyawonto
yes wo nyawonto
beye ya na be so awori akodwum se masa me de nam ye fie abanji ma bo hon price nti be da ba auction muntu nti efie beye amfa wanko abonte so beye nyawon chance
yes no correct na me ba sa presidential jet ye man pe na dan kwa kufuado na nsan otu kwan on fa nko ye ko han bi na de ma no na presidential jet ni se ye hwed history a ye se man pe na da kufuo papa kufuo na omo etoye na papa kufuo kra na otoye wantenam na for some meals baaye beto so na mami fanfiri bo baaye no na sa presidential jet net say na prof ebe yusui
yo kwame mama ndase na mentia okay FM chief one of amano nyina ne mo produce na yes amfa na market ya for that pa akin kwame well yes happens Ghana near politics ne kwame azamba well of course the issue of presidential jet make I say president for Obama free idea so and a presidential jet issue by and so now you know na mo pato and Niger, Ghana, United States. Of course, then they had already paid for this Falcon. That's Falcon, a presidential jet now you use one area for the Falcon. Now, President Mills buy, the Falcon had already been paid for and everything. Okasoko abrogate contract now. And your judgment that ticket one, I say, and yet a friend is saying a cat kitwa will be here, a bed also. So, in the interest of the state, the Falcon was accepted. But Kwame, to be frank, and I'm speaking with passion and as a Ghanaian, and yet NDC NPP politics, and I'm a Yananopai. Now, the Falcon had issues. Omuamuka and Nese Falcon Nisano. They are not lying. And yet trouble no moody. Falcon is in fact, Emusha, Falcon, Emusha. And I remember, said President Mills, in fact, one of the reasons why President Mills.
Falcon here, Oka Huasemi. One, wasn't there issues? But I couldn't kind of say Emusa. Say, son, describe me. Falcon.
You come, Kwame, Emusha, in fact, maximum of the crew, pilot, and the co-pilot, they're guaranteed. Now, about the main cabin, President Nitanasi, Nanipa Bay say, okay, President Nitanasi, somebody can sit opposite the president. That's in the main cabin. Then I think they're on the other side. It's 4 in the bigger cabin. Then behind them, I think another bay says 4, another 6, and a 10. You can 10. Then, if you now come to the air hostess or another air hostess and the other cabin crew, and you want to add a security, any BDR, maximum you can take about 15, 16 people. Don't person almost yet tight, now more yet cry. Every 19 and not a Falcon of Befa.
And no crime about Cheso.
And also, you have to then watch the load, a load compartment. So very often they do the pilot, and I think those days it was group captain, and I said, group captain Bequin. He was the lead pilot for the Falcon. Of course, every now and then the Air Force commander himself, Samson Oje, no, he was not the Air Force commander at the time. Samson Oje, also not flying, but I think Bequin. He was I think he must be Air Vice Marshal, I don't know, but anyway. And I hear he used to be one of the best at the time, so he was the one in charge of the Falcon. Of course, almost all those Air Force pilots are brilliant pilots anyway. If you come in, so that was the issue with the Falcon. You see, a number, President Mills preferred to fly commercial into British Airways.
Maybe I don't know. Not a fly commercial. Because when you Emusa,
and then also for the long hauls. The long hauls, when they say flight no one. So you have to stop and refuel. You definitely have to stop somewhere and refuel. And all those ones come with cost. So when to fly every year, now you go do Dakar, and I say Cameroon, baby, you have to refuel before you can get to the United States. So, President Mills, time I buy and the issues, and a lot of these things also have to do with the individual and the personal approach to the whole issue of governance. So, President Mills didn't find it too appropriate most of the time. If you go US and I go Canada, you use Falcon, then the number of times you have to stop and refuel. Now, go do Canada Hoswa. You have to park the plane on the tarmac. That's who cost so when you cost it was. So the Falcon was reserved mainly for short hauls. If you call AU, you say you call say the meaning count, there be media name yakwa. It is a president no call AU summit, maybe Addis. Yes, you use the Falcon. Maybe he's going to Kampala, Uganda, AU. You use the Falcon. Abuja hired they say 45 minutes or the Falcon no beko. ECOWAS sub-region or the Falcon no beko. But once it's outside the African continent, if my memory serves, even South Africa, 2010, South Africa, Oyuzu, Namibian Airways, and what they call South Africa. And they call it a World Cup because he has to be there. Ghana was there, and so President Mills used commercial a lot. But also, the security people were not happy. The young campaigns here, the security people also will tell you, say, for security reasons, no, they didn't feel, say, look, because then again, you inconvenience other passengers. Me, and I'm going to see matter me ticket, and I'm British Airways, and I'm there Britain. The question is, I say, President, I bet not play the movie. Now, security for home. Now you be see Chinese president need to answer. All those kinds of things.
British Airways
because Ghana Airways a private commercial flight. I British Airways, I South African Airlines, I Namibia Airlines. It is for some other private entity. If you president now about Timona, about Timona, what say protocol need let's be fair that in the process you end up inconveniencing other passengers.
Na you call British Airways, you know. So what's na a year friend saying first class a too open. Very open.
Meaning not business class.
No, I'm first class.
There be the business class.
Wow.
In fact, a lot of those commercial flights actually don't even have the first class. I mean, the Emirates.
Emirates Emirates
British Airways, American Airlines.
What business class in a crown shed and yet
a brand in the market here, the Usika. So back to the issue, no. So Kwame, there were issues to flying commercial, but anyway, President Mills still will go commercial because then okay. But the Falcon was also used, irrespective of its challenges.
Apart from
so for the broader discussion, no, one more and one more case, Falcon no, occupancy challenges no. They're not lying. They are not lying at all because the Falcon is really tight. If I do this, presidential press call. So very often the presidential press call will travel commercial. People will come, they will have to go commercial ahead of us. If it is the F2A, the F2A, the Fokker 28, I'm a friend of flying coffin. At a point in time, it was refurbished and also added to the fleet of the Air Force. Intermediate, it carried more people, so it's the presidential press call. They could join us on the Falcon. Sorry, on the Fokker, the F2A. But with the Falcon, very often the presidential press go somewhere. They have to go commercial, advance. So the president will never have his full complement of people. Security for not make advance, no, for some of the advance, they will go commercial. So Kwame, this whole issue of presidential jet, I hear politics. For why did we make a politics? Me free. They deny politics, no. If you want to open up the space for debate and discussion, and no, I know Big Sammy. President Mills, did he ever use a private jet apart from the Falcon, a presidential jet? And I could not lie. Now, you see, I remember I called Washington for a visit. Now, from Washington, he had to go to Venezuela for an Africa Latin American summit. Kwame, we didn't throw in there Wednesday, the president had to fly a private chartered flight. Yes. From the US into Venezuela. President Mills had to fly a private chartered flight. Because that was the only one available. Because if you want to go commercial also, again from US into Venezuela, and we'll be on a summit no maybe. We'll be on a summit no maybe. So, Kwame, this whole business about the president, the presidency, how we take care of our presidents, how we manage the presidency, you know. Me feel say, if at the other day somebody was saying, Koku, what are you waiting for? With all your experience, Why don't you begin to hold seminars? Write small books. Let us all read, because every time you come and communicate, we now understand why some of your own people don't understand you, because the experience you had at the presidency, many of your colleagues didn't have that same experience. Yes, they may have been in government, but they were ministers, deputy ministers, CEOs, blah, blah, blah. They were not at the presidency with you. That's why when you talk, they don't understand you, and they think that you are coming after them. It's not because you are coming after them, it's because your experience in governance was different from their experience. And Kwame, it is true. Even at the presidency, all my friends, staffers need aids. Because of my unique role as a speechwriter, a spokesperson, managing the president's PR, I got to be with the president on almost all his travels. Some of the aides and the staffers never were with the president because their role did not permit them to be around the president on such trips. Of course, some of them got angry and petty in the process, and today they open their mouths and want to run me down. But that's their business. If you had no role around the president, President Mills was not frivolous enough to just carry you on a trip if you had no real role around him. Those trips were not for funfair. They were for hard work. So if you are a director of operations at the presidency, you have no operations on trips to China, Japan, and UN. Stay in Accra and Ghana and do your operations work. And don't get jealous of the director of communication who had work to do on those trips.
Some
of it, the pettiness and the jealousy and the envy. Because you go and see the director of state protocol, Ken Kanda, someone who didn't share list. Ebabedu president, Nenima all vetting list, obey ye free. And you can Kanda, ne ye free move. Only they say, what could happen? It was on for who didn't shame. No, we didn't shame. But President Mills will look at the final list, vet and cancel names. Now, Eyokaya Abazi, so Kwame, that's on the other side. So all I'm saying is that my experience at the presidency, when I speak from that experience. Maybe I could be some ministry because I've never been in any ministry. But back to the issue of the presidential jet, all I'm saying is that President Mills also had challenges with the Falcon. So if today the current administration is talking about challenges with the Falcon, mean to me, they shouldn't talk about it. Maybe what they should be telling us is that they should open up the discussion for all of us to get involved. So Kwame, so if somebody says that president, no, of course, that one also, it has to do with communication. Because if a defense minister, you are called to parliament and you come and talk about the president's back in the air, people will use it for politics. Then you have reduced the thing to pettiness. You could have had that discussion without talking about
I was one of those in Crawford can say, sa comments nankasane here.
To be frank, it was unnecessary.
Said at the end a woman because at the end a woman near the adiano over kind day. You reduce that yes, need to hold your one actually.
It was bad political communication.
Sir, President,
me as a politician,
because you
communication, I'll run with it.
Koku, what situation are they say? Adiana Kasa occupancy challenges. It is a which you must say. Actually, be better say, never move another country, the August House, and I say, President, you know, obey Jarry, obey him moving dinner. Again, sir, can
you imagine?
It's tantamount to insult.
Can you imagine? Say, President, obey him movie. Oh, obey the come and tell us that he has occupancy challenges. Apart from that, for the long haul.
Baby,
you have to stop. You see, you have to stop and refuel. Stop, and it's all inconveniencing for the president. You want to stop and refuel. So come and tell us that Ghanaians. That's why President Kufuor wanted to buy two, actually. So there was this smaller one, the Falcon, and there was going to be a bigger one, either an Airbus or a Boeing, one of them. Somehow, you and a Falcon way, better than Albatross, let me use the word, around our necks. So, Kwame, if the debate is coming today that we need a bigger jet, and Kwame, look, if you go for this AU ECOWAS summit, and you see that other presidents come to land their beds, as they use in a technical term, and then your president doesn't have a bed that he's sitting in. Master, this is Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. Oh. And image is everything. Text is nothing. Image is everything. That is why somebody will say, "Oh, if you come, the one man Bella one man specialized or so because of the image of specialized. It's not so his text is secondary to the brand."
Now, Mami Musa, apart from say occupancy challenges na the woman, Falcon no, that's our problem. The function.
Well, those ones, I'm not a technical person. I'm not an engineer. But of course, 1 or 2 times, we had to go commercial also because they told us the Falcon had technical problems. It has been flown to France for some repair or some work. That one is true. Some matter cars are used every day. And my challenges are one and a plane. But of course, also because of safety, I am Magana for Bebo. So a lot of those information doesn't come out in the open. Kwame, let me tell you, in fact, let me tell you this story. Assembly, let me tell you this story. I've never told this story in the open before, but let me say it. President Mills made the president. That 2009. His first local trip by air, it was to Tamale. That's the way Omo Spekai. And now, Senkophony free you. So move free you. You drew Kotoka International Airport now, yeah. You see plane in the sea, Tamak. And now President Buruemu. And I got Unauthorized. You see Dinechi. And on that trip, we had the Defense Minister, Lieutenant General Smith. We had Cletus Avoka, the Interior Minister. In terms of ministers, I was on it myself. Of course, the ADC, the other security people, Kwame. Of course, the Director of State Protocol, Ambassador Kanda, was also on that trip, Kwame. After you see a court Tamale hire you. Send no more renting, and I'm not going to mention who rented the plane, because that's not the subject of discussion for now. Send a call renting plane be for the baby. From propeller plane be abra Air Force. Whoa. Any idea got 2 star plane, Kwame. From 2 young pilots, some free on some Africa moon TV, not French no Moka.
Hey!
Oh, Kwame, I'm telling you, this matter is a very serious matter. And now we see Tamale Nieko. After you see Tamale 45 minutes was behind. After any and then we move landing. After now 2 years, at the end of the course. Then we started the plane that to descend. No, a plane you can't see no matter. Gasoline now, aviation fuel no. That was burning no. A burning bar plane you move you my descent no.
Hey,
Kwame, I'm telling you this matter. This matter. That's what people are saying. Koku, why are you wasting time with your book? You write this book and let us read some. Because Kwame, then we started descending. Hey, no, we are not seeing any runway, but we are descending. Kwame, Sena, there's an abandoned runway from Nkrumah no more time. I abandoned that runway. No, it's no more in use.
Hey,
these boys were going to land the president there in Kamata. And can you yache wanka president? No, you years 2009 nache. After the people that say yeah, sorry, we're playing the moon up in the asset of money. And I'm going in a Yama direction. Hey, don't land here. You to land here. Don't land here. You to land here. Master, you know. Confusion ebasa.
Wa mo so kwa nte brofo.
Almost on the brofo. Nyankopon eye yafo. And now because it was a small plane, as it was descending, it was able to kick back into the air. If it was a jet, a heavy jet matter, and before we went and landed on the proper Tamale airport, Kwame, that was the day the Air Force took a decision that never again will the commander-in-chief make any flight out of the country without their consent. Even if it's commercial, they have to have a hand in it and take a decision. And that's when President Mills decided to retool the Air Force. And they call Brazil, the Embraer and all those things, the CASA, all those things to retool the Air Force. Because Kwame, the president would have died a tragic death and nobody would cry for us because We went on a suicide mission, entered some private jet that we knew nothing about. Because they will be the any business.
Why the rent is up plane
Well,
then?
I won't go there for now.
Okay.
But Obi the penalty.
Yeah. The Koku.
So Kwame, being
What?
around the president and working for the president, master, it's a very delicate job.
Koku.
Now, yes, Kwame.
Would you subscribe to the idea, say, you may procure a new plane?
I subscribe to it 100% on condition that it is not referred to as a presidential jet. You see, the whole problem starts when you say it's a presidential jet. And so everybody thinks that president had a penny comfort.
Okay.
In America, why do they call it Air Force One? It's the preeminent and the number one plane in the fleet of the American Air Force. But everybody knows that it's for the president. You get it? So the psychology of even naming the plane the presidential jet, and but if we say that the Ghana Air Force is procuring a new plane today, who bond up? Why is the Air Force procuring a plane? The Air Force has procured a plane, they have procured a plane, and they have procured a plane. If you don't like it, go to hell.
Okay.
Then the plane is there, it has been named Air Force One or something, Kotoka One, whatever, or something one. President Nibe took my master, what continue now call baby now. So I agree that it must be purchased, but the name must be changed from presidential jet. Let's find a national something. Call it the Eagle. Why? Our bird, the national bird is the Eagle. So you call the plane the Eagle.
Because
then you have the coat of arms on it. The Eagle. The Eagle has landed. The Eagle has landed. The Eagle has taken off. The Eagle has landed. The Eagle has taken off. The Eagle is in flight. Master, then that is the Eagle of the Republic of Ghana. It doesn't belong to any president.
Because commercial planes be or crana me fly be from Bradley to North Carolina and no your friend American Eagle. And misa fly make Australia and so no within Australia Virgin Australia there you bet me a pebi kavu bibi kama
Ghana Airways na your money go here no and I go fast as when you know Ghana Airways your money go here no. But because we don't want to cry over spilled milk and we have to move forward in the right direction, Kwame, I agree. Look, that Falcon, even if the president, let me use the local language, if the president wants to go a wee-wee, it is a struggle.
Hey!
Oh, I'm telling you, Kwame, to be frank, if the president wants to take a leak, to get up from his chair, walk on that tight aisle to the washroom, Kwame, and it's that same washroom that everybody is using. Abba, Kwame. Even in our small corporations and our small corporate environment, sebe, need you. Say CEO, then crash CEO, the washroom there, and on the office. CEO in Simbafem and be you be lavatory. So if there's a possibility that there are planes that have been crafted such that at least the president, he too, can go and do his thing here alone in his dignity. Our own shareholder, we be matter. Abba, let us treat our president. President Mills. Some of the things that today as I sit down here, sometimes I think that man was not treated fairly. In as much as he was a humble person, maybe we allowed his humility to run us all into some small blind alleys. Yes, you want to be humble as a president, but with all due respect, Mr. President, because of safety, because of this, because of that, the Republic is unable to allow you to be humble below a certain level. Yes, your humility is good. We agree. No problem. But for the sake of your safety and the corporate safety of the sovereign Republic of Ghana, we will not allow your humility to go below a certain level. Then we are at par. We agree that it's about the president of the Republic of Ghana. So, this presidential plane debate, this is my take on it, that yes, the Falcon, look, that Falcon, if you ask me, for celebrities. So we are born the ball. If you are Thomas Party here, Nanu ball your boy, me share, Tottenham for Pusa or Emirates. Now I'm Kevin, me fanjimeni, na masa ya bre yake. If you ask na ya bre yake, me kaka fanjimeni. If you party you balls here now cross. I had share 3-0. Now no the last no question of that will be 3-1. Now the corporate entity this party ball and Koku Anyidoho me was keeping them to party but play now. As I play now, the Bama party, the party. Also, but this happening next to But still, seriously speaking, say we are using it for the president of a republic and his movement. You know, that question, you have to stop and refuel, stop and refuel, stop and refuel. And to be frank, you can't even recline the seat and have a comfortable rest of your back. It is that tight. It is that tight. And so for me, if there's a debate that look in the supreme interest of the Republic of Ghana, not in the interest of any particular president, in the supreme interest of the Republic of Ghana, in the supreme interest of positioning our Ghana Air Force to be where it ought to be vis-a-vis the president's travels, we secure a better one, a bigger one. It is called Air Force something, or it is called the Eagle. It is in the care of the Ghana Air Force. President wants to travel, he uses it, Magana Akari.
Thank
you very much. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Bye-bye. God bless you too. Thank you. Okay, what's about President Sunye? Koku Anyidoho ni ene na atwe nkomo.
Okay, FM. Okay. 101.7.